It's an easy art form to do. It's natural movement. This is all just using typical things that we do every day. However, yeah, there is a lot of pressure points and locks and all that, but they come natural. And it's a natural martial art to learn.
Walk into him, put the leg over, just walk with him.
Anybody can do it.
Everything is fluid, that you never expect anything to be as it is. So even when you spar and you fight, that things change.
I expected something similar to karate, but that's completely different.
Ninjas just sounds cool.
I first heard of ninjutsu many years ago, actually. I was actually doing karate, probably about 6 months into it. And one of my next door neighbours used to train his son in the backyard, and I always used to spy on him. Until one day he caught me. Being 11 years old back then, I eventually just took off, ran back home, and he pretty much came home and spoke to my parents about it, and basically got me started with his son. He needed someone to actually spar with him. So I started training with him, and sort of since then I've been doing it for many years. So with the training I've had and all that, I put it all together, combined it all, started my own school, and I started actually training in my backyard with a couple of mates from work. And then from there, led on, we started at the park. More people came along. It was just by word of mouth, basically. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, I had to hire a hall and get more people in, and now we're down here, so.
It's changed my life, the way I just confidence. You know, you don't fear to go anywhere or do anything, or you don't have sort of those sorts of concerns anymore.
I suppose I'm more patient. I am a little bit more focused. So there are things that you take outside the dojo that you do see. You're more aware of your surroundings.
I've always been in martial arts. It's good for you physically and mentally.
I'm not feeling the pain as much, and the recovery time's much better. It gives you more energy, an increase in confidence, because I've got to the weight I want to be, I've got to the fitness level I want to be. Now it's the enjoyment of the actual art of ninjutsu now. It's a social club as well as a martial arts club, so it's the full package.
Yeah, it was on a Tuesday night. We knocked off probably about, I think it was 10 to 10 or something like that. We actually trained a little bit later that night. As we went outside, a lot of them had already left.
Obviously, we were very hot, go outside, nice cool winter's night. Nathan, who's up by the gate, putting some of his equipment in the car, shouts that there's someone getting mugged along the street. And as you can see, the street's a pretty dark alley.
Just called out to a sensei, said someone's getting mugged.
He goes, someone's getting mugged, and then we all just stopped what we're doing and just ran out pretty much.
By the time I realised what he'd said, I'd seen Sensei running up the driveway and I was just after him.
I saw Michael, the German doctor, walking down the road. They were about 15-20 metres away from Michael, just standing on the corner looking at him.
I think they were looking for some, let's say, victims. Yeah. And then they found me, obviously.
I thought nothing of it, got in my car, and then I've seen 3 guys run at him and just basically started attacking him.
They built a circle around me, and they started punching me in the face and kicking me.
So I've run back and called Kalen, and Kalen, someone's getting mugged. Sensei and a few of the boys ran up.
Don't know what's going to happen, just pretty much on impulse, just ran out pretty much.
I didn't really have time to think about it. I mean, yeah, there is a bit of a corner and a little bit of a distance to run, but, well, I just wanted to get up there and then worry about what was going on once I got up there.
Well, what I actually saw when we got up there was actually a guy on the ground and 3 guys kicking him in the head and getting stuck into him.
Sensei obviously was the first one to run out, and we all followed him out there, and we just see this German doctor on the floor just getting kicked pretty harshly by 3 lads who were trying to get his backpack.
The third guy was kicking me in my chest and in my face.
We just saw, when we ran out, we just saw 3 guys laying into one person, and then just, wow. And then yelled at them, and pretty much they scattered.
When the guys caught wind of us, they just decided to leg it.
It's like watching one of those skeletons take off actually the body takes off, but the skeleton stays behind type of thing.
One of them was sort of left behind, and he saw his mates running, he realised that we were coming, and he legged it after him as well.
The guys seeing us in our ninjutsu gear thought about it for probably a second, and then they legged it, they were away.
And I saw, I think, 4 or 5 guys running along the street, and these guys were the ninjas. Yeah.
Looking back later, it's like, yeah, we're all dressed up in our uniforms and all that. So seeing the guys' faces was sort of mind-blowing as well.
We were, all we wanted to do was make sure the doctor was okay.
After 5 minutes, the police arrived, and I was looking at the ninjas, and I was like, oh my god, they are all ninjas.
No big deal. They'd run away. We've done what we were supposed to do, and there was no violence involved. And that is probably sums up ninjutsu more than anything else. That the outcome, we got the outcome without a punch being thrown, and that is part of the art of ninjutsu.
Pretty much the next day, got a phone call from the actual Sydney Morning Herald. They've come out here, done an interview on us and took a few pictures, and it came out on the paper. The next day was what actually surprised me, because I got phone calls at 5 in the morning from 2 Melbourne radio stations to do 2 live interviews about what actually happened.
The media coverage we got from this was just absolutely mind-blowing.
Channel 2 rang me up after the actual radio stations.
We couldn't understand why so many people wanted to know about a little incident, a little mugging in Western Sydney.
And then the ABC TV turned up, then Channel 7 turned up, Channel 10 turned up.
We can see the angle now, the ninja angle.
It's gone out to 159 countries.
The little story had been sold to over 13,000 news outlets around the world.
We've been getting phone calls and emails on Facebook and on my private email address as well, from Germany, Italy, Yugoslavia, from Russia, the US, all over South America.
Japan have been in touch with us, congratulating us. Probably from about maybe 30 countries around the world, we've received emails from other ninjutsu clubs.
One reporter actually said to me that our school's pretty much, at that time it was happening, it was one of the most known schools of ninjutsu in the world at the moment, because everyone had heard about the story.
I mean, I had a phone call from my best friend back in England who said, are you one of those ninjas that was on the TV? Well, there you go, it's got around the world. So, you know, right around the world pretty fast.
Yeah, well, as you can see over there, we've got a few new people, and they're pretty keen. So that's good.
You can't get any better advertising than that, to be honest with you.
If it's done the art some good and there's positive come from it, that's good. We hope all the other clubs do well.
It's something you hold inside. You don't go telling too many people about it.
The fact that I haven't told many people about the fact that I do ninjutsu, and the fact that I know that Caelan doesn't tell many people that he does ninjutsu, I think it's just blowing a lot of people out of the water, because you just don't know people there. You just don't know.
God, they are all ninjas.